Paul Marty from AFTV here with Christian after Arsenal beating Chelsea 3-2 at Stamford Bridge in a Carabao Cup semi-final. Christian, run me through it.
Yeah, look, if you said to me before the game you take a one goal margin back to the Emirates, I would have taken it. My original prediction was going to be 1-0 before I found out that obviously Reece James and Palmer weren't going to be fit. But yeah, on the overall run of play, I'm a little bit annoyed that we let them back into the game. We conceded 2 goals. I feel like they were completely avoidable, and for it to be Garnacho as well hurts a little bit more. But I can't be too disappointed. We've gone to a tough ground. We've scored 3 goals. I thought the second half was so much better than the first half. I was bored in that first half, I'm not going to lie.
I know.
It was boring. I thought credit to Rosina. I know we went 1-0 up from a set piece, but credit to Liam Rosina. I thought they opened up our midfield a lot. Esteval was getting on the ball far too much. Achimpong was dangerous down the right-hand side. And if they had a bit more quality up front, I think they could have punched us in that first half. So, yeah, like I said, I was bored, and then second half was so much better. I'm just annoyed we let them back into the game.
I mean, before the game you said 1-0 finishes the tie because we don't lose or essentially pretty much draw at the Emirates. Are you still of that same feeling that, listen, that 3-2 is enough to get the job done?
It should be. But it's not concretely done. Okay. You know, they could come to the Emirates, they could get a scrappy goal, we could get a man sent off. So, of course, it's not done. But I don't see Chelsea beating us at the Emirates. You know, no one's beat us at the Emirates this season. The 2 teams that have come and set up low blocks in terms of City and Liverpool and both got draws, they're the only 2 teams that have really troubled us there. So, yeah, I don't see them beating us there. They will have players back. Reece James, I assume, will be fit for that game. It's on the 3rd of February, so you think he'll be fit. Palmer as well. And those Chelsea players will believe that they can come there and try and get into that final. I still do think we have one foot in the final. Going away and scoring 3 goals and winning in the semi-final is obviously a good result. But yeah, just the way we conceded those goals. We conceded late goals recently in quite a lot of games. You know, you go back to Sunderland, then you think of Wolves, you think of Crystal Palace, like Bournemouth. We conceded 2 goals where you just don't need to put that unnecessary pressure. And in the Premier League, you know, the final whistle goes, you've won the game, and you have that relief of, oh, we've won the game now. It doesn't really matter. Yeah, let's talk about it. Let's try and cut it out in the future. Today we didn't really have that relief because there is a second leg. It's not done. But yeah, I want to talk about the positives though, because in that second half there were a lot. And run
me through them.
Starting with Victor Gyökeres.
Okay.
So much better. So much better.
In what way?
Just getting himself about, which is what he does normally. Mm-hmm. You know, he is physical. He does draw defenders, does get into good spaces. But I think his first touch was a lot better. You know, he's taken the ball down, looked more confident, and then he's in the right place at the right time, which it should be the bare minimum to ask for a top-level number 9. You know, there's been so many times this season where the ball's been put across the box, whether it's Saka on the right, Trossard on the left, Martinelli, whoever it is, the ball flashes across the box, and there's no one there to finish in that number 9 position. Today, Saka plays it to Ben White, puts the ball across, and Gyökeres is there. Finish. As simple as it looks, you just have to be there to tap it in. This Arsenal team gets in those positions down the flank so many times in every single game. You just need someone there to tap it in, and today he was there. And you saw after that goal, his game lifted. We saw the celebration finally for first. Obviously, Everton, he scored the penalty, but I think it's maybe 11 or 12 games with no open play goal. It's not good enough. His performances haven't been good enough. And I think after the goal, his game lifted. You know, in terms of hold-up play. Then he got a lovely assist for Zubimendi as well. And I don't know if people will know this, but there was one layoff that he did that was getting clipped up so much. I don't know what game it was in, but there was a time he kind of laid it off around the corner and everyone was like, look how stiff he looks, look at that layoff. Look at that layoff today, it was so much better. Do you know what I mean? Nice little pass around the corner, Zubimendi, lovely touch out of his feet, finish into the far post with his left foot. So yeah, big up to Zubimendi as well, like I said, getting forward a lot. I think defensively, whatever Arteta tweaked in terms of cutting off the passing lanes in midfield, we dominated the midfield in the second half. Declan Rice defensively as well. There was a chance that Esteval had, I think at 3-1. Declan Rice is back in the centre-back position, makes a great block. So yeah, a lot of players stepped it up. I think Saka was a lot better. Trossard wasn't really in the game at all. I think they kind of locked up our left-hand side quite a lot. And defensively we were good. I thought Timber, you know, playing left-back today. Ben White played really well. Even the centre-backs. The only person I've got criticism on today is the goalkeeper. You know, I said I'd play Raya, because it can come down to fine margins. I think if Raya's in goal, I don't think he concedes that first goal through his legs. I don't think he lets that in. And then
it's near post.
Well, it goes under him, went under his legs. And then, it comes out flapping for the corner. I think Raya either comes out and catches it or he doesn't come out at all. Lets Gabriel head it and then deals with the rebound. And we've let him in the tie, which is annoying. And there was another one after that where Kepa's come out and flapped again and not won it. So, if I was Arteta, I'd have a long think about, do I need to bring Raya in for that second leg? Because if Chelsea come out and believe they can win and it's a tight game, it might come down to fine margins where we need David Raya in that game. So, like I said, overall more positives than negatives. Obviously, we've gone away to Stamford Bridge and won. But it just feels like a missed opportunity to actually slap them and actually finish the tie.
So you said that obviously Gyökeres looked lively and he had a good game. Are you talking pre-goal or post-goal?
I'm talking second half.
Okay.
First half, I don't think he was really in the game. A couple of times down the channels where he's tried to hold it up. One time I remember Saka could have slid him in. He's overhit the pass. It wasn't really much for him to feed on. He's kind of feeding on scraps. Whereas in the second half, I think we were playing into him a lot more. I think our defensive line was a lot higher in the second half, which allowed us to play through him a lot more. And then once he got the goal where he was just in the right place at the right time, you can see his confidence
lifted his confidence and really spurred him on. So, listen, second leg at the Emirates. You've got to fancy our chances. The big question. Do you start with Raya or Kepa?
I think I start Raya.
Yeah.
Like I said, it could come down to fine margins, not making a mistake, catching a ball at a vital moment. Imagine it's 0-0 in the 90th minute. You just need Raya to come out and claim the ball and the game's done. Yeah. But instead, Kepa comes out, flaps it, and they score. That's what it comes down to at the top level. It's those fine margins. So, look, I think Raya's done I think Kepa's done a good job when he's come in certain games. You think Champions League. But you have to say now in these two games, Portsmouth, he parries the ball back out into the danger area and they score. If that was a different team, not Portsmouth, and we can't go and score 4, maybe we draw or lose that game. So, and then I think you can, look, maybe the first goal's harsh, but the second one today, you can definitely say is down to his mistake. So, I'll start Raya.
Big game Saturday, Nottingham Forest away, 5:30 kickoff. Manchester City play Manchester United first in the early kickoff. What are you thinking, man?
I'm not looking too much at what United are going to do. Can they do something to City? Yeah, of course they can. City always struggle, or have struggled a lot historically when they go to United, especially even when United have been down and out. I think City are now, their heads are going to be up. They just signed Semenyo. They've obviously won 10-1 and they've just beat Newcastle 2-0 as well. So they'll be confident. They'll be believing that they can go on and still salvage a lot from this season, whether it's Carabao Cup, whether it's Premier League. But we just got to do our job. Look, Nottingham Forest, what are they, 16th or 17th? Yeah. They've just been knocked out of the FA Cup as well. They're fighting for their lives. It should be a game that we go and win. And I say this every week now. We'll create enough chances in that game to win the game. Whether we do or not, come down to whether we take those chances or not.